Have you ever been curious about meditation? Perhaps you saw some advertisements talking about meditation as this ultimate stress pill, or that it helps you sleep, or that it gives you better dreams. You just wanted to get on board, but never really understood what it is and what it is not, and whether it's the right thing for you. So I have been meditating for just about a decade now. And over the last 10 years, I have developed a sense of what it truly is and what it is not. In this video, I want to convey those things about you. So I'm going to talk about what meditation is and what it is not. I'm going to talk about the different styles of meditation and which style might be more appropriate for you. And I'm going to talk about some traps that people might fall into when they get into meditation. And I'm going to wrap this video with a guided meditation so that you get an instant sense of the style of meditation I practice and you can make your choice for yourself. This is going to be a two-part series. In this part, I'm going to talk about what meditation is and guide you through a little bit of basics. And in the second part, I'm going to talk about my personal lessons, the insights that I've learned after 10 years of more or less daily meditation and going into several retreats, studying with monks, studying with more secular organizations, and more importantly, reading a lot of texts and developing my own sense and understanding of what meditation is and is not. So in this video, the basics. In the next video, my deep lessons. Alright, so let's get into talking about meditation. So if you're new to this channel, welcome. My name is Sankalp and I'm a DPhil student in psychology at the University of Oxford, and I also host the podcast Understanding Emotions on Spotify or other podcast mediums. If you like this content and if you like me to talk more about emotional intelligence, psychology, neuroscience, that kind of thing, and just share my personal views on maybe technology and things like that, then a sub to this channel would be appreciated. I have spent a lot of time studying meditation, psychology and things like that, seeking mentorships, and spent like literally tens of thousands of dollars. So if you would like to have this information for free, then click the subscribe button down below. Alright, so let's talk about what meditation is. So the word meditation exists in various cultures back in the day. So the ancient Greeks had it. So for example, Marcus Aurelius, the Greek Stoic, wrote a book called Meditations. The Buddhists, of course, have it and perhaps are the most popular brand of meditation in the West. The Hindus have it in their own ways, and there's a lot of other Eastern tradition like Chinese traditions and Taoists, and in the West perhaps Christianity and Islam. They all have some form of meditation or the other, whether they use that word meditation or not. So the first thing to realize is really that when we talk about meditation, we are not talking about one thing. We're talking about several different things. And when different people say meditation, when you hear about meditation in pop culture, when you hear about meditation in the news and you read books about it, something to keep in mind is that it's not one thing. In fact, it's a series of things. It's important to be specific and know what meditation we are talking about and what is the kind we are talking about. Alright, so let's go into the different kinds of meditation. Broadly speaking, the different kinds of meditation will fall into just two categories. The first category is what's called a focused attention type of meditation, and the second category is what's called a diffused awareness style of meditation. The focused attention style is what you would probably hear in pop culture. So if you have ever heard of the practice of focusing on your breath, or if you have heard of the practice of chanting a certain mantra, or if you have heard a certain practice called prayer, all of these are focused attention types of practices. Now what these practices do is take your mind, which is like all chatter here and there, and they just like focus it on something. The focus object could be your breath. The advantage of focusing on your breath is that it's always available given that you are awake and alive, which I doubt in the age of artificial intelligence. We'll see how this video ages. But it could also be a verbal mantra that you chant. It could be a prayer or something that you say that you to calm your mind and to bring your focus right here in the now. So for example, one prayer or one chant, so to speak, that I love to say is something called as Ho'oponopono, which is a Hawaiian prayer. It goes like this: I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. And even as I say this, I feel my mind sort of come here, come relax. And hopefully on video you could have seen my breath slowed down just by saying it twice. just by saying it twice. So you can imagine saying this sort of a prayer would be quite beneficial for you. Another one of my favorites, which I use sometimes at the end of these videos, is a prayer called loving kindness meditation, a style of meditation called loving kindness meditation. And the way it goes is you repeatedly say, may you be happy, may you be peaceful, may you live with ease. May you be happy, may you be peaceful, may you live with ease. And you extend that well wishes, not just to yourself, but to your friends, to your colleagues, to people you don't know, and sometimes even to your enemies. And this develops this sense of compassion and loving kindness, as the name suggests in you. Now I admit the name is cheesy. You'll get over it if you do it. And you don't have to do it in public or anything. These are very private things. You don't have to talk about it on YouTube in the way that I am. So loving kindness meditation is another way to talk about this focused attention style of meditation. One that develops a certain emotion is the loving kindness meditation. Alright, so the other style of meditation is diffused awareness meditation. And I would not hesitate to say it's a bit advanced. In this style of meditation, your awareness, or your attention rather, is not fixed on certain object, but it's more diffuse. So you're taking in more. Perhaps you are, like for me, I'm focusing on this camera, but a part of me is also trying to feel my body and be embodied and be present for you, and not get lost in thought or get lost in worry. Like, it's so easy to worry here. Like, I don't know if this microphone is working. I don't know if the camera is recording. Well, I can see it's recording. But there's like a shadow on my face here, which I wanted to correct, but I could not. And it's so easy to focus your attention on these things. In the diffused awareness style of meditation, you're sort of everywhere all at once, and it helps you relax. It helps you be like, rather than being hyper focused and vigilant, which might increase your adrenaline and might increase your paciness in life. So if you struggle with just being agitated all the time, chances are high that you're focusing on something. Your mind is stuck, so to speak, on something. And this diffused awareness meditation will sort of expand your realm of awareness. And so these are roughly the two types of meditation. Now, when we talk about the different styles of meditation, the question comes, what is the point of meditation? Why do we meditate at all? What is meditation? What is it meant for? And I feel society gets it wrong completely, especially the pop culture pill style meditation where you just do this for 5 minutes a day and you feel great. And while some of that might be true, there really, as far as I'm aware, no solid science to suggest that. And personally, as I've meditated so long, sometimes it happens, but sometimes it does not. Some of the most stressful times I've had has been in meditation retreats. And if I ever thought of meditation as the stress relief thing, then it has failed miserably. And a lot of people who come to meditation as a stress relief device often get disappointed because it doesn't work that way sometimes. And sometimes it increases your stress. Sometimes it increases boredom. And if you came here to feel pleasant and feel awesome about yourself, then sometimes it may not work out. And that I feel is the biggest misconception of meditation. So if you are looking to sort of increase your concentration, and if you're looking to increase your stress reduction and all of that, the focused attention ones are the ones that are usually prescribed, so to speak, or recommended. But that is not the meditation I practice, and that is not the meditation I recommend. And I don't think that is what ultimately meditation is meant to be. When you attend meditation retreats, when you attend meditation in a more serious, deeper contexts, then these focused awareness methods are only used as more of a preparatory stage to get into the more deeper, interesting stuff, so to speak. It's not as much about the method itself, to be clear. It's not like just because you're doing diffuse stuff is because you're doing deeper stuff. But generally, diffuse stuff tends to be more difficult to teach and therefore tends to be reserved for the more advanced stages. But having said that, there's nothing inherent in the method, but it's in the intent and the reason why you're doing meditation that you need to focus on. So having said that, what is the reason to meditate? And the answer to that is to understand reality as it is. Our minds is all we have. Everything that you experience is through the lens of our minds. Like, we know of various other creatures that experience more light than us. We know that they experience more sound wavelengths than us, that the human mind cannot perceive and our sense organs cannot perceive. And so everything about reality is filtered through the lens of our minds. So therefore, our most important problem of happiness and suffering happens in the mind, because everything happens through the mind. And so what meditation is a vehicle, is a methodology to observe the mind clearly. It's quite like doing science on the mind if done correctly, in which you have this objective, or as much as possible objective perspective on what's happening. And as a result of doing meditation, what you do is develop insight. You develop insight into how your mind works. You begin to understand how your mind works. You begin to know that, hey, look, when this happens, you start to suffer, or you start to focus your attention on something, or you get distracted. The moments when you're low, you're focusing on things ABC. So what meditation really is just training your awareness to be aware. It's just training yourself to be aware of what's happening in your mind moment by moment. You sort of have this detector that's always on in the background. As a result of that observation, you develop understanding about yourself. It's the ultimate know thyself tool. And which is why meditation is not done in order to get a certain feeling or a certain state of mind. In fact, any state of mind that arises is good for meditation, because the aim is understanding about the human experience. It's about understanding what happens in the mind from a first-person perspective. And embedded in that is the hope that if you understand your mind, then you are understanding suffering as a subset of it. You're understanding your causes of agony. And some of that might be changeable. So I'm going to go deeper into what are the insights that I've learned as a practice of my meditation over the 10 years. But hopefully in this video, you got a sense of why the practice of meditation is meant to be, and why it's not something to reduce stress. So if therefore it doesn't make sense that the meditation did not work, because it's not supposed to work. It's not supposed to lead to any outcome apart from just you paying attention to your own mind. And even if you get distracted, if you notice that at some point, then you have more understanding about your mind that, hey, look, I'm prone to distraction. Aha, awesome. And then the insights get deeper and deeper and deeper. So I'm going to talk more about the insights in the next video. But in this video, what I thought I'd do is just wrap with a short 1 or 2 minute meditation. So if you are keen and if you're interested, then proceed. And if you're not, then thank you for watching this video. But if you would like to meditate with me for a minute or two, I invite you to close your eyes. If you're driving or in any situation where you cannot, please do not. Be safe, be responsible. But assuming you are in a safe position, you're perhaps in your house, sit up, lie down, the position does not really matter. But close your eyes and pay attention to your breath. See your breath coming in and observe your breath going out. Come to the present moment. Where have you been? What is the rhythm of your breath? Is it deep or is it shallow? Is it coming mostly through one nostril or the other? Or are you breathing through your mouth? And how is the breath reflecting your state of mind in general? Are you angry? Are you in stress? Are you peaceful right now? Are you overwhelmed? Just pay attention to whatever is happening through the lens of your breath. Your breath is a window to your mind, and that is why it's often prescribed or recommended as an object of meditation, because it builds insight. My question to you would be, how has your breath changed from the time you started? Is it different? Is it the same? Do you feel more calmer? Or perhaps you don't. Just observe whatever is happening through the lens of your breath. Let your attention dwell on the breath for the next few moments, perhaps 3 or 4 breaths more. And whenever you're ready, come back. So, how was it? If this is your first time meditating, I'm so privileged to be giving these instructions to you. So yeah, this was my little guide on meditation. If you want to go further, I recommend the app called Headspace. I recommend the app called Waking Up. And Headspace more on the stress reduction benefits side of things. Waking Up more on the philosophy, more on the insight side of things. And hopefully you start meditation, but you start meditation in a way that is correct, and you don't fall privy to a lot of marketing and cultural misunderstandings about the power, the benefits, and the uses of meditation. May you be happy, may you be peaceful, and may you live with ease. I'll see you in the next video.